Hello and welcome to Dice Jesters Spooky Season. My name is Julie.
And my name is Dave.
And today, Dave and I will be discussing the Bloody Inn. But before we get into that, I just wanted to kind of talk about some of the spooky items that we have been participating in this month, just because it's spooky season, mine and Dave's favorite month, and we love Halloween. So there are a few things that we've will be doing that we're really excited for, that we wanted to share and talk about in general. And one of the things that we have done is we went to Halloween Town, and I mean like the OG Halloween Town that you maybe watched growing up. I know I did. I don't know if Dave did. You know, like,
I didn't.
You did what? Damn it! What do you mean you didn't?
I don't know. I was just.
You know what? We're going to stop talking right now. We're going to go put my DVD in, because I have it, and then we're going to watch it, and we're going to come back.
It's so funny. Like, this is a movie that a lot of people talk about, remember from childhood.
Yes.
And I was all into the Disney movies as a kid, into spooky season completely. But it's almost like a Mandela effect for me.
No, it's not a Mandela effect. No.
No, because, hear me out. Because when I started hearing about this Halloween Town, everybody was saying, oh, it's from the movie, the Disney movie. And I was saying, I don't remember this movie from my childhood. Like, what do you mean you don't remember this movie from your childhood?
Yeah.
Dave, it's such a big movie.
Yeah, Dave, it's a staple.
But I just don't remember hearing about it. I don't even remember seeing trailers for the movie as a kid. I don't remember seeing it on TV. I remember nothing about this movie. And that would have been prime. I think it came out in 1998.
Yeah.
If there's anybody who would have heard of this movie, it would have been me.
Yeah, you would have
heard
heard
about it. So I think this is
it.
part of some big conspiracy.
No, it's not.
Or there's some like simulation.
No, I think you just live under a rock. I hope you look at my face right now and see how disappointed it is. I hope you feel the disappointment. We need to watch it. We need to watch it because it's such a good movie.
So I was really afraid to admit this to you. You know, we waited 2 hours in line for a pumpkin photo op, and I haven't even seen the movie. Oh, I didn't know at what point to admit to you that I'd never seen the movie.
Merlin's beard, how could you?
The taxi. I have no recollection of a scene with that taxi in it, but I did it all for you because you seemed so excited. But we got to a point in the day when it seemed inappropriate to admit I'd never seen the movie. Maybe that's just my own social anxiety or awkwardness, but I just played along like, oh, this is so great. This is so cool.
Damn.
I'm just me admitting this to you for the first time.
All right, Lupin's my new co-host. Because at least Lupin has seen it, and Lupin's only 3 years old. Okay, anyways. So I, as somebody who has seen all of the Halloween towns...
Oh, there's multiple?
Yeah, because they go to college. I mean, they changed main characters, and it wasn't as exciting, because I preferred the main one. Because, you know, when it, like, sticks, it would be if they changed, like, big characters from a big series. But anyways, the point is, I really enjoyed it, because I got to see the pumpkin, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's the pumpkin! And then I got to see, like, the taxi cab, and I was like, oh my gosh, they literally have him driving the taxi cab. And then I saw the city hall, and I was like, oh, that's where I think his name is Scalabar. I can't ever pronounce his name, but that's where he stood on top. He's a warlock, and he's a bad warlock, and I was like, that's where he was standing. Oh my gosh. And then, you know, the oddities and curiosities museum they were all kind of like from the movie, and they just put him into a museum format. And I was like, oh, how cute. The only thing that was not really Halloween Town related was the alien experience.
Oh, the alien experience was so good.
You were like, oh, yeah, you're right. I don't know why I haven't seen Halloween Town if it has aliens. Oh my gosh. I can't believe you've never seen it, David. How haven't... Okay, but then there was a tent. There was like the Boo Bash tent where they were playing literally Halloween Town, and you were like, oh, they're playing the movie. And I was that just a guess?
Wait, did I say that to you, or was that in my mind?
You said that to me. You said that to me when we sat back down.
Oh, yes. Well, I recognize the movie now because I've seen pictures of it a lot. Because
so you're telling me you just have massive amounts of patience to where you were going to stand in a line with me for 2 hours?
I did it for you, yes.
Oh my.
You were so excited. No, let's talk about the lines, because we waited in line for a bus to take us from a parking lot that was a few miles away into the town. Mm-hmm. Then we waited 2 hours for a pumpkin. And then we waited in line for a spooky house. And then we waited 45 minutes for a spiral potato wedge thing. And then we waited for the oddities and aliens.
No,
then we waited for the gift shop. It was a lot of waiting.
There was lots of waiting. But I think it's just because other people like me who grew up on Halloween Town find it very nostalgic to go back.
But what's weird is I feel this level of nostalgia for a movie I've never seen. Like, I still feel like I should have seen this movie somewhere.
Oh, no, maybe you did.
It escapes my reality.
Yeah, maybe you did see it. Maybe when we watch it, you'll be like, oh,
Maybe.
I did see this. And then you just didn't notice that it was Halloween Town.
It could be because I just remember watching all of the Halloween specials on
You would
Disney
have had
as a
to.
kid.
It was
How
playing
did
on
I miss
Disney
this?
all the time.
How did I miss this?
I don't even want to play the game. I don't even want to go to the game with you right now. I'm so fixated on this. But no, for real, it was really cute. It was very crowded, but I thought it was really adorable how people dressed up as creatures, as good and bad, from Halloween Town, and that was really fun.
I like the Shrek family.
The Shrek family was my favorite. They really went all out. And like, these are just random people, so if somebody wanted to go to Halloween Town, they could just dress up if you wanted. Like, it doesn't have to be workers at all, and you can just take pictures. Like, there was a lot of the Hocus Pocus sisters.
I noticed
there was
that.
a few groups of them, yeah. So whatever floats your boat.
Well, I had a good time despite the crowds, and it was so crowded.
It was.
Wow. I got a little exhausted at one point, but
yes, I know you did. You got spooked.
Spooked. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, thank you for taking that journey with me.
Yeah. All right, let's get into the Bloody Inn then. So let's see. You said that you have played this game before?
I have, yeah. This is one of my favorite card games that I've played. Just for the theme and everything, the artwork, I love it.
Okay, cool. So I like the box. I like how it has ravens on it. If I could own a bird, and you're going to be like, Julie, but you can own a bird. And I'm going to say, Dave, I can't own a raven. I need a Hawk's license to have a raven.
And I'll say, how do you get a Hawk's license? And you'll list out every requirement.
Yeah,
you've probably already looked into.
No, I didn't look into it because I was under the assumption it would be really difficult, so I just didn't bother.
Am I going to come home one day and the whole place is going to be filled with ravens?
Yes.
Like, Julie, I think this is a
I'll
step
have
too far.
A murder of ravens.
Oh, how fitting for the game. A murder of ravens, you say?
Yes. So, let's see. The box says 1 to 4 players, 14 and up, and then 45 to 60 minutes. And I will open it up here. Okay, you can have the rule book, Dave.
Of course.
Thank you. And what is this? What is the Carnies?
The Carnies is an expansion for the game, which has some different modules you can mix in, which hopefully we can explore at some point, but I just put everything in one box. I'm not a fan of having a lot of boxes. So whenever I get an expansion, I just throw everything into one.
Okay.
I love the name of the expansion, though, the Carnies. It sounds creepy.
I love that. In Wisconsin, no, that's a whole other story. Never mind. Okay, so this kind of, is it a deduction game? Because you kind of have like these 40, I don't know, gold plates with a table at the end. And the table at the end, there's rooms on the side, I'm guessing. There's 8 rooms here. And so you go through stages, get clues, and at the end you all gather around the table and guess who did it.
I mean, I could see that being your guess because it's a game about, well, it's called the Bloody Inn, so you assume there's some shady stuff going on.
Oh, for sure.
But it's not deduction. It's more, we're the ones doing the shady stuff. We're the shady business owners of this Bloody Inn.
Okay.
Trying to lure in unsuspecting travelers to make them profit off of their burials.
Oh my goodness.
And take the money from their pockets.
What in the shady hotel is this?
Yeah. We can hire accomplices.
Well, I definitely
There's a lot we can do in this game.
I definitely see how it's very Halloween and spooky, creepy, horror themed.
Yeah.
So I think this might be your best one yet for the Halloween miniseries.
You think so?
I think so. I mean, based off the cover and just kind of the items that I'm, like the cards that I'm seeing and your brief description of it, I would say, yeah, I would say so.
Do I win a prize?
No. But we will have, because this is our last game of the spooky season.
Yeah.
And then next week we're doing the ranking. So I have been in the process of making a pumpkin trophy. that goes in our trophy jar.
The pumpkin king or queen.
Yeah, or queen. Okay. I'm a whole queen. Thank you. No, I'm kidding. So that whoever won the majority will get it. Because since this isn't a full 10 by 10 for us, like we haven't played all these games 10 times, I'm just going to do whoever won the majority of it gets the pumpkin. And then we know, oh, this person won the pumpkin last year.
Yeah.
So
the pumpkin. It'll be an annual thing.
Like 1 year it's a pumpkin, the next year it's a witch's hat.
Ooh.
The following year it's a crow.
A crow.
Caw.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
I'm excited to jump
into
this. I'm excited to show it to you. I hope you like it.
Yes. So we'll go through it. We'll play it a few times, see how long it takes for me to get the hang of it and understand it. And then we'll report back our review of it.
So welcome to the end, Julie.
Welcome to the... Oh my goodness. Why are you going to say it like that?
I don't know. It just came to me and it felt right, so...
Okay, so I won the first game. And I think I won it because I was so fixated on you not watching Halloween Town that I was distracting you the whole time.
Oh my goodness, you're going to blame it on not watching Halloween Town.
No. I won. I'm not mad that I won. I'm just a little disappointed that you haven't seen Halloween Town.
So you were channeling the anger? Is that what it was?
No, I was just distracting you.
Okay.
Yes.
I think you win the first game a lot of times because I'm just teaching the game. I'm showing you my hand. I'm walking you through your turns, telling you the right moves to make.
Wait, you didn't help me in this game at all. What do you mean? Like, honestly, you really barely explained the rules for this one.
Yeah,
you said it was like San Juan.
Yeah.
Where I have to use cards to get cards. And
yeah.
That made sense. I was like, oh, okay.
Do you think that the more games we play, the easier it is for you to learn? Like, I just explain a few really basic things, maybe compare it to another game, and then you've pretty much got it.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, this game made so much sense when you said you use the cards on your hand as resources.
Yeah, so you knew exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah, I knew exactly what you had to do then. And you just pick a card out of one of the hotel rooms and you read the card. And then whatever the card says, you could either switch a key, add, what is that, room service.
Oh, the room service tokens. Oh, so brilliant.
And then you have the card in front of you for the whole game. And so you just read its action. I think out of all of them, this game was probably the easiest to learn how to play because it was so similar to games that we had played originally.
Really? Out of all the spooky season games we've played?
Yeah.
Easiest?
Yeah.
That's so odd because I saved this for the last because it seemed like the most complex.
What in the world? I mean, that last round...
Your brain is so interesting.
Thank you. That's why this is quite the journey, you know?
It is. Such a journey.
Such a journey because you've played many board games. I've only played board games with you, but you've played board games with multiple people and you've taught multiple people. And then you come and teach me and I'm like, what are you talking about? You're like, oh, I have to tweak my ways for you. And then you tweak them and you're like, huh, you're very unique.
How did I do it explaining it, though? Because I just pretty much used a reference card and walked through what you did on your turn rather than explaining very much. Did that work okay?
Yeah, I thought that worked fine. I love these games that have reference cards.
Me too.
I feel as if I really don't need things explained to me if it has a reference card because I kind of gather from what the reference card states. I look at the board and then from what the board looks like, I can come to a conclusion of how to move.
That's funny. That my brain kind of thinks the same way. Somebody can explain the game to me. I learn the game best when I have something in front of me than to read on my own time while I'm waiting for somebody else's turn to glance through everything. It starts to click more that way.
Yeah. So we're the same, I guess. Look at that. Yeah. How fantastic.
Do you want to try to briefly explain what it is we're doing in this game?
Oh, I'm explaining it. Ooh, okay. I'm really good at understanding. I don't know how great I am at explaining things because I'm, in general, my vocabulary small.
What? No way.
Okay, so in this game, you are innkeepers. And as an innkeeper, you want to get guests and either bribe them to be on your side and or if they don't convert to your side, you off them. Then their bodies lay what could be like in the hallways or whatever, and while you have them in the casket, you have to bury them under a annex. And if you don't have an annex, you can use somebody else's annex in the game for free, technically, but you have to give them half the wages because you're taking up space in their annex. And then if there is no room in anybody's annex, you have to pay 10 to the gravedigger to bring him off into town, which is just the discard pile. And
if there are police in the hotel.
Yes, if there's police in the hotel. A strategy that I did was if I saw police, I would just grab that one, either to my hand or basically to discard it later, or convert it into coins. The game itself plays like previous games that we've played, basically, but it just has a different theme.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
It seems like there's a little bit more layers to this in the sense of you, like a game like San Juan, you're basically just building cards but then trying to collect more cards, and the cards themselves score points. But this one, there are multiple layers of collecting cards, but then also building annexes that give you ongoing bonuses, and then killing guests from your hotel, and then finding a way to bury the corpses to get money. And then there's like the whole money track thing, which I think is interesting because you're limited by 40 coins. Mm-hmm. Once you have 40 coins, if you were to earn additional money, you don't get that. You have to burn an entire turn to pass and then money launder with the town bookkeeper or notary or whatever it is in order to convert the money into checks, which are worth money at the end of the game. But you can't use checks to pay the accomplices in your hand, which you have to do at the end of the round, a coin each. But you can't pay them a check because they don't trust your checks. They want the under the table cash, and it makes sense.
I don't trust checks either, you know?
So there's a little bit more complex thinking in this game, I think, in terms of things that you have to manage. Mm-hmm. And the fact that you're limited by 2 actions every round, because those turns go by fast. There were several rounds where we thought, there has to be another turn, right?
Yeah.
No, that's all that we did. We picked up 2 cards and then used those 2 cards to do something, and that's it. It's a whole round.
Mm-hmm. That makes it kind of hard. Well,
but I'm excited to dig in.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
too soon?
It was the digging motion for me that you did. But it was interesting because the first round, although you're like, oh, I was teaching you. No, you weren't. You were playing the whole round. And I had won. The second round, you won by 1 point. And then the third round, I don't know what happened. I didn't have enough annexes for my bodies. And so I lost. I literally got 40 points. So that was delightful. Yeah. But I tried a different strategy on the last round. And looking back, I should have just done my first strategy. Mm-hmm. Because my first strategy was, just collect the coins. And then by the end, my strategy was, let's see what the annexes do because they each have a special bonus if you build it. And let's see if that's a great way of winning. And my own conclusion is, don't get distracted by the annexes. But I'm sure there's somebody out there who knows how to use all of the cards really effectively, that they build up a train of some sort to where they just get to keep going. Well, I failed terribly.
Well, the annexes are interesting because in a game like San Juan, every building was worth at least 1 point. There might have been some that were worth 0, but most of them were worth some points. In this game, only the 3 cost ones had any end game scoring, and not even all of them did. So most of them, when you build them, are just for ongoing bonuses to help future turns. But there comes a point in the game where it almost seems not worth it to build those because there can only be like 2 turns left in the game. But you also need them to find a place to bury the caskets.
Yeah.
You kind of have to weigh the cost of what it takes to build them, and then a lot of times it doesn't have a payoff.
Mm-hmm. And we played 3 rounds because by 3 I was just like, oh yeah, I got it. But it's just interesting that you originally were talking about having it in a 10 by 10 with me.
Yeah.
When we were talking about 10 by 10s. And I see how it could be a 10 by 10 because there's so many different strategies or turns you can do or cards you can use because the cards are pretty randomized in it.
Yeah.
And the other player might grab other cards than what you would have grabbed previously. Mm-hmm. So then it makes you grab different cards too. Yeah,
exactly. I do think there are a fair number of strategies in the game, like focusing on annexes, going for those quick burials, so to speak, to grab some extra cash.
Yeah.
I think that this could benefit from additional plays.
Oh, for sure. And you had said that you liked the art from it because it was the artist of Rolling Witchcraft.
Yeah, and Dracula versus Van Helsing.
Yes, I like it. I mean, I have a soft spot for the crows/ravens. It's hard to tell because it's just the silhouette, but yeah, very cute.
Yeah, it has a creepy, whimsical look to it.
It does. And I think 14 plus is the perfect age and up for this. I think anything younger, the theme might be ever so slightly dark for them.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
14 and up is a good pull. Because I don't think I would show a 5-year-old this.
No.
But
it does have some dark themes. Even though it's humorous, it still talks, yeah.
Yeah. But it is easy to play, though. So I don't think the 14 and up is due to playability. Would that be the correct verbiage?
Complexity.
Yeah, complexity.
Right.
Because it's very easy to learn and pick up. I think it's just the theme that deters it from being any younger than 14.
I agree. Yeah. Completely.
So would it be a family game? Perhaps if your family, it kind of depends. It could be a family Halloween game for older kids, or if your family in general enjoys the spooky season and you know that your kids wouldn't mind those aspects, then I think that would be fine too.
Yeah, I've played this game with family before and it was pretty easy to teach.
Yeah, it's very teachable. Is that how it is? Very learnable, teachable.
Teachable, sure. You're getting all the lingo down.
I'm trying. It's so hard.
There's so much lingo within board games. I don't really think about it.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever get the orthogonally adjacent. Yeah, orthogonally adjacent. Why do you need so many words?
But once you learn them, it perfectly describes this whole shared vocabulary when you're explaining a game. You can just drop a word.
Isn't orthogonally adjacent just literally next to it?
It is next to it, but orthogonally means not diagonal. So instead of saying up, down, left, right, you just say orthogonal, and then everybody knows what you're saying.
I don't know what you're saying.
Well, you do now because I just explained it.
Well, you're going to have to explain it 20 more times because I wasn't listening.
That's so funny.
So,
were there any negatives to the game that you found just in your few plays, other than the theme that we talked about potentially for some people?
So the part that maybe was difficult was having cards to spend, because you'd have to use a whole turn to gather cards to then spend. So in a way, it was as if you were taking one turn, if you look at turns as laying down or doing something with the cards.
Yeah.
But that's the part of the game. So that's why I can't say it's a negative, because that what creates an extra difficulty layer in the game. So it can't be a negative, You
just have to learn to plan around it.
Right.
Plan your turns wisely.
Yes. So I don't know. I can't particularly think of anything, because I felt that everything that was in the game was there specifically for the game.
Right. There's no excess in this game. Everything serves its purpose.
Yeah, exactly. Like even down to the room keys and the room service. Those all served a purpose. So.
Yeah. So what are your final thoughts on this game? What would you give it for Meeple score after a few plays? Where are you at?
After a few plays, I would say it's a 4.
A 4, okay.
It's a 4, yeah, because I liked it, and I liked the difficulty of it, and the strategicness of it, but I think I've decided that my 5s are how fun I'm having.
That's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's
for you, like not just in general, just what do you find exciting?
Yeah, and I don't know if it's just because we didn't have music playing like we normally do, and I'm like singing along, but I don't know. This one just wasn't. If you said, let's play the Bloody Inn, I would say, well, we have all these other games. But it's not a game that I would turn down if we were somewhere else and the friend group had said, let's play Bloody Inn. I'd say, oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I could do that.
Like,
it wouldn't be one that I'd be like, oh, do something better.
I would be interested to see, expansion-wise, some of the stuff in the Carnage expansion I think really elevates the game. So I'd be intrigued to show that to you.
Okay.
I think one thing that I noticed about the game with 2 players, and I've played it with 3 plenty of times, this is my first time, I think, playing it with 2 players. There were some cards that just didn't feel quite as interesting. Some of the green cards that give you things based off of aspects that other players do. So there was, I think, at a higher player count, like 3 or 4 players, is really where this game shines. So that's potentially a negative for me. So other than that, I mean, I really like the game a lot. I'd probably give it a 4.5 out of 5 because I do love the tableauing aspect. I love the multi-use cards, but there are just some cards that when I'm playing it, I notice there are some cards that are less exciting than others. So
yeah, that's very true. Well, Dave, thank you so much for literally going on this spooky mini season journey with me and picking out. Well, fine-tuning, not even picking out, fine-tuning games that you thought would work for the season and work for where I'm at in my board gaming journey.
Of course.
So that means a lot. I had lots of fun. I'm looking forward to next year, because next year I feel like by that time I'll have so many games that I've already tried that we could go into more in-depth or more, I don't know what to call it. Heavy? Is that the correct word?
Heavier games?
Heavier games.
Yeah.
So that'll be really fun.
Of course.
Thank you. And thank you for listening to our spooky season. Be sure to join us next week as we review and rate this mini season's games. So, and you'll be able to find out who gets crowned the pumpkin royalty. Oh, the pumpkin jester. Why are we talking? We're jesters.
The pumpkin jester.
Yeah. I don't know how to make a jester hat out of clay, but pumpkin jester nonetheless. I'll color it jester colors.
There you go.
If you would like to see any of the photos, I actually made a small video for our Halloween Town experience. You can view that on our Patreon. Our Patreon is Dice Jesters. It can also be found under our Instagram link in our bio. Our Instagram is Dice Jesters. Click on the link there. You can find our Patreon page there. And that is where our Halloween Town extravaganza can be viewed. I will get Dave to watch Halloween Town before we reconvene.
Absolutely.
And then we're also found on YouTube. It would mean a lot to us if you subscribe and like some of our videos. It helps us out a lot because then we can expand to a greater audience, which would be amazing. And then, of course, finally, if you would like to reach out to us by email, just to talk about whatever, our email is thedicejesters@gmail.com. But as the last guest has met their fate, and the inn is shrouded in eerie quietness, the darkness of our deeds linger, echoing through the empty halls. Until we gather again, may your dreams be as dark as the secrets in the Bloody Inn.